You moved it. Okay, so I got a $70 MRN. It was a single female. So she saw my post on Facebook. Most people don't know. I was posting on Facebook, especially a lot last month because I had COVID. And I had 3 funerals that I had to miss 3 days in a row. And I was just, you know, you have nothing else to do when you're stuck in quarantine. So I was just posting about people having proper coverage or the right coverage. So she responded because her dad passed last year and he didn't have any insurance. So she's single, no children, but she wanted to get a proper amount of coverage because she has younger cousins. She's 29 and the younger cousins are like 10 and younger. So she was like, I want to leave something for my younger cousins because I want to set them up to be better off than what I am. And she was also thinking about if she does go to have children, it's better to get the life insurance now while she's younger and it's cheaper. And then the other thing was the constant follow up when you have an MRN. This one was issued kind of fast for a COD, so just making sure I stayed on top of her, and thank you, Seal, for staying on top of me to make sure we got it in fast enough. And I actually met with her last night for her carry bag, so she's very excited to start her pack soon.
Nice job, Joey. Okay, she just brought up another point. So Joey said she was sick and she was stuck in the house. So instead of not doing anything like most people would, Joey went ahead and found a way to get some work done, at a minimum at least. And Joey, what did you post on Facebook? I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself. Like, what did your post say? I'm sure people want to know. Let me find you again.
You know, I tried to go back and find it. I couldn't find it, but it had to be something to the effect about, are you properly covered? Or have you checked on your life insurance because you may have gotten married or had a child, or, you know, a number of things. Because I remember from the 3 people whose funeral I missed, I think one of them didn't have coverage. And it was 3 different things. I remember one had insurance coverage, one didn't, and one may have only had a burial. So it just got me to thinking, because people just don't know if they have the proper amount of coverage. Let's be real, right?
Right.
It also had me thinking about me, because here I am, you know, as I've been speaking with clients since I've had COVID, it's like, look, you need to apply now, because if you catch COVID, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
And COVID is, yeah.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you had mentioned to her the lock-in theory, where she can get something affordable while she's still young and relatively healthy. And so great job on the MRN. And also, Joey always responds, guys. Sometimes she's not even available until after 8 o'clock to even respond to me. But as soon as she gets off work at her corporate job, she always responds to me. There's not a day where Joey won't go without responding to me. I never have to wait for Joey to respond to me more than a day. She always gets back to me, and, you know, in turn, she can expect other people to get back to her as well. So great job. Let me talk about the clients that I was able to help this week. So I got a $16 increase. This was a follow-up with a current client. The way I met her was I recruited a guy I prospected at Walmart, and he took me to go see his mother, who was the client. His mother I had followed up with just on birthdays, etc. And with COVID happening, she had to have a smaller policy. So I made sure that she got something in place versus nothing. Something is better than nothing. And that's what I tell our clients all the time, to at least get something for them versus nothing. And when I had an appointment with a different person who unfortunately got declined, but that different person had told me a story about her mother passing away without coverage. And when they had to prepare for the funeral wasn't just 20, 30,000 like the average, it was 60,000 plus, because her mother was also overweight and really tall. And I didn't know that you had to get customized caskets for that situation. So I shared that and called, I looked to see whatever clients I had that had lower than at least that coverage. And I called her, shared the story, and I said, hey, I'm not saying, I don't know what's in your budget or anything, but I highly recommend that we do at least the increase to get the minimum taken care of. And that way, in case something does happen, your family is not left with having to do a GoFundMe on top of your minimal coverage you have. So let's just get you a little increase. And we can also lock in right now, because if we wait to the increase, that increase will be also based on your age later. So if we lock it now, it'll also be more affordable for you since money is also tight anyways. So that's how I got that $16 increase. Now, the $75 app is a current investment client. This client actually got declined for life insurance back in 2017. The way I met this client originally in 2017 was her father passed away. Her father was covered with our company, and we delivered a $100,000 death claim to her. And she became a client of mine. So she saw the process and how we delivered and how quick it was, how smooth it was, how in touch I was with her. She didn't have to lift a finger. She never had to call 1-800-Primerica. Shaq and I delivered that check in hand to her. And he was my client for less than 6 months, guys, just FYI. So she knows the deliverance that she's been, working on her weight, which she got declined for years ago. She lost 100 pounds since then. She no longer takes any medications, and she is just, on the holistic route. So we were able to submit a $75 app with her. And I've always followed up with her on birthdays, her child's birthdays, her father's deceased anniversary. And I always support her child's Girl Scout cookies. So anytime she sends me a text message asking me to support her daughter's Girl Scout cookie goal, I always buy a few boxes, and I buy bulk. So, and I immediately go, I don't take time. So, she knows that, I'm always going to be there. And one thing she said to me, and this is something that I think for the newest people is really important. When we delivered that check, Shaq, she said, Jen, I don't know how you feel about me, but if it wasn't for business, I would still be your friend. I feel like we'd be really good friends because you're so sweet and you've done so much for me, more than anyone else since my dad has passed away. And in my mind, I just did the paperwork. I literally just sat there and talked to her and made sure everything was taken care of as far as 401k, etc. I was just doing my job, guys. And she literally was like, I would be friends with you even if it wasn't for business. Anyways, so that's the impact we do for families. So there was a list of referral that I went back to from a Silent Partners list. This girl, when I trained her and she was active, which she'll be back active soon. She's in college finishing up her degree. She put me in front of 20 people, and those 20 people led to 100 referrals. I went back to the list of 100 referrals just to call few people, and I ended up meeting with this couple that has no children but getting ready to have children. The husband had a New York Life policy for 10-year term, and they rescheduled on me 3 times actually. And I followed up every single Saturday blitz, and it was reschedule after reschedule after reschedule. But throughout that time, I had given him homework to get the New York Life policy for us to meet again. And now listen to this, guys. New York Life took 2 months, almost 3 months to send him his policy. Versus anytime a client asks me to get a policy for them sent from here, it takes a week, right? 7 to 10 business days. He was so upset that it took forever that he didn't even want to go over the policy. He was like, if it takes this long to send a policy to me, then how long is it going to take if I pass away? And his wife had no coverage. So we went ahead and covered them for $157 app. So that was that close right there. And last but not least, I know I'm talking fast here, guys, but I want Hannah. I'm really proud of Hannah because this was her first close on her own. And I went over some things with her beforehand, like Shaq mentioned. Hannah, I prospected her 5 years ago when she was working at CVS, and I followed up with Hannah. And then last year she got started with us, got licensed, has passed her SIE investment exam, and she'll be taking and passing her 6th relatively soon. I forgot the date scheduled, but she has been working hard in her Ethiopian market, which has been pretty challenging, but she got through to, some people already. We've been doing appointments, and this time she was able to close on her own. So Hannah, so proud of you. Go ahead and tell us about your client.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Good morning, everyone. I close with my longtime friend. She's like a family, but we were a little bit apart for a while. So she called me to tell me about Transamerica and about, I have to, follow up with them, have to join. So then I told her that I'm already life licensed. I know what she's talking about. And I asked her if she has a policy with them. Then she said, yes, I have a policy. I already signed up. And then I asked her, how much are you paying every month? Like she said, it's not that much. She doesn't want to tell me at first. Then I told her that, oh, these people, they charge a lot of money. Are you aware of, like, do you have any information about other options? Like, what type of policy do you have? And then I told her it's universal life. So index universal life. Then can I see the policy? When I ask her, yeah, you can see, but there is nothing to change. Like she was a little tighter, like tight, like, no, we don't have to, we are not going to change, but you can see the policy. Okay, then I start explaining about the whole life and universal life policies. They charge a lot of money, like $300 for like the same term life policy that you can pay like $50, $60. Then she was, what? Yeah, they are very expensive. So then she started to open up and then willing to show me the policy. And yeah, actually we met and then I see the policy, and I am not like very good to read the policy. Then I have to go through with Jen and finally replace it. That's it. Thank you.
Hannah, don't mute yourself just yet, because I have a couple questions for you. Great job, by the way. So guys, when we went through this policy, 64% of her money, this client's money of the 274, was going to just straight fees, guys, just fees. And when we went through the policy, it said that it was going to start eating into her cash value in the next 25 years. So I had mentioned to Hannah, if you ask a client if you had a policy that was going to expire in 30 years, why not just pay less for a 30-year term and invest the difference so you have more money? So Hannah, when you showed her invest the difference, tell us about that, how much you were able to save her and how much she can expect to have if she were to earn 12% a year or 9% a year, whatever you did.
Yeah, I showed her on the financial calculator that she had already a difference of, after the 30-year term policy, she had over $200 difference. So then I showed her on the calculator that she's gonna have $400,000, over $400,000 actually, by
Yeah. So if you guys didn't catch the numbers that Hannah was just talking about, Hannah quoted her for a $64 app as opposed to what she's paying $274 a month for the same 300 or 250,000 coverage. And that left a difference, 274 minus 63 of 211, right, Hannah?
Mm-hmm.
And when you showed her, did you show her investing the difference at 9% or 12% historically?
9%.
9%, so not even 12. So
Yeah.
what happens is Hannah showed her that if she invests the difference of a $211 a month at just a conservative 9% a year historical growth, that's $400,000 plus of cash, tax-free, if you were to put it in a Roth IRA. So if the client has $400,000 plus of cash, why would she need to even pay her whole life for $300,000 of coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and how mad was the client? Like, tell us about your client and how upset she was.
Yeah, she was upset. She was like, oh, I thought like she trusted them because they are friends. the person who signed her up was a husband to her friend, her coworker. So she was very much upset. She was like, she was about to, to let other people to sign up for that policy, like her sisters, her friends. So she said she was happy and she thanked me a lot.
Yeah, and I wish we had time for us to, pull up the policy that, we have copies of and blacked out, all clients' names, but we can say that for another training so we can get to Blitz. But Shaq, I don't know if you want us to add anything else, but I'm, proud of everybody and great job to everyone. Let me make you host.
All right, nice job, great job. Meet everybody. Awesome job, especially Hannah. I loved your stuff. You meet a client and they're paying $274 a month. And think about it, when she's setting the appointment, the client says to her, I got a policy, I'm good, don't worry about it. She's all tight, she doesn't want to go anything. And then she just says a couple things, right? Well, they overcharge, huh? What? Creating doubt. Let me look at the policy. And this policy was a textbook. I mean, this was not this. I promise you the policy, it looked like this. I mean, it was like 50 pages. It was daunting for us, people that are licensed. Imagine a new person. They don't understand that this lady was paying her policy religiously $274 a month. That's over $3,000 a year. That is a car payment. And we replaced the policy. Hunter replaced the policy for $63 a month, man. So like, I always say this to people, I get it. We get in our comfort zone. We're intimidated. We feel a certain way. Do it for the clients, man. I mean, this client, fine. 9% is a pretty conservative estimate over 30 years. All right. But even if you cut that in half, I mean, you're giving this lady $200,000 extra if she can just pay what she's paying into an investment and get a little insurance policy. So it was an incredible job. Obviously the theme I got from a lot of Jen's stuff was following up, right? Greg said something, I didn't let it die. I thought it was a very good way to say it. I didn't let it die. Right. And some of you guys know this because, you guys, are kind of stalkers. You don't just have to call people. You can message them in Facebook Messenger, Telegram. Right. I mean, I know you guys do this. Right. I know people don't pick up. So you find different ways. Now, don't do what Josh does and camp outside in a tree in their house. But you can message people different ways. I thought that was really, like little things. You don't just have to call. You call, text, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, Instagram. I don't know all the different ways, but there's so many different ways, right? And he said, I hit him up on Facebook Messenger, and then you get a client, $113 app, as a district leader. I mean, what is that? $700-800. I mean, that's a lot of money for sending a message and helping somebody out. So, as we move into our blitz, right? And get with your teams and get with your blitz. So send your teams out. We're not going to do the general one. But get with your teams, send out, you can send to the chat different teammates so they know what Zoom to get on right now. And then we're going to just set appointments, right? We're going to do our dial up for 30 minutes and set up appointments. And, look, you are missing people. You're missing people. Follow up with these people. Call, message, text, one more time, two more times. Val said, hey, this person no-showed me 3 times. I don't know if it was no-show or ducked them 3 times, right? Whether it was canceled the appointment or whatever, 3 times. Most of us just give up, man. We're not resilient enough. You have to be a pliable person. You can bend, you just can't break. You cannot let it die. I thought it was a great way to say it. All right, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you get on our Telegram chat so these slides will be posted. Great job to everybody. Fantastic training, and let's put it into use and set a bunch of appointments. We got half of the month left. Get with your teams right now, your individual groups, and set some appointments or whatever you guys need to do. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.